Looking for a new place in North Austin? I'll show you one. Now, as we walk in, we walk right into the leasing area. This is for the leasing team. Residents are able to use it if they need it, just kind of sit somewhere. But this is predominantly made for the leasing team. As you see, their offices here and here. And I guess that's where they have like their serious meetings. But you do have micro offices up top for residents, but we'll get to that in just a second. I just want you to see this place. A lot of natural light. And if you're coming in and you want to just have a beverage or maybe some water, you definitely have that right over there. And so now let's go ahead and get started. Now, as we walk in here, this is the resident area. So let's start on this side. We'll work our way around. So here you have a nice sitting area here if you want to just do some work, hang out with some friends. You have coffee and beverages over here. Nitro cold brew on tap. Interesting. Pay by the ounce there. Community refrigerator. This goes out to the pool's courtyard, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Now, I love the seating area that they have here. So you have your individual seats there, but kind of like a sectional relaxing area here, one over here, footstools. I mean, like, you have no problem finding anywhere to sit. Like that. Nicely done, Matt. You got printing here, but you also have meeting rooms. We have some people working there, so we're not going to get them. And if you look over here, guess what? More seating areas. Well, another sitting area, but more seating space. Now here, maybe if you want to have a couple of people, y'all are working on a project together, you can do that here. Plenty of room to do that here. Or if you need to have like a small team meeting, you can definitely do that. 2 chairs. It's kind of like a restaurant seating situation. I like how they have the green there. That's a cool little touch. But then you also have individual, hey, you have individual meeting rooms and Zoom rooms in here. You got people in there. And as you may recall, that's where we came in. But let's go check out the other side.
Exactly.
And then you have kind of like the restaurant seating there. I think that's pretty cool. I like the way they incorporated that. Is that real? No, it's a picture. I had to touch it. I had to touch it for y'all. And on this side, because we came in here and then we went that way, So if we were to come in and come this way, this is more, I would say, of the living room layout. Pool table, hang out, chill out. Pool cues. I like the lights there. I think that setup's really cool. Looks pretty much just like a living room, but you're in the residence lounge. Vending machine, cool. Little sitting area. And more seating. Very loungy. I like that. Outdoor seating there, but I like the way they also built out kind of like their own little patio area here. So that is elevated. You can't see it from here, but we'll check it out a little bit later. But that is actually elevated, and the stairs are over there, right here. So again, I just wanted to point out, I like the way that they built this out intentionally here for residents. And then you kind of have their dash eats area. Dash eats is where you can get your food, pick up your food if you have like DoorDash or anything. If you're in a waiting, if you're waiting, you got plenty of seating to pick it up or wait for it to be delivered here. And I like that they have this as an individual space, so you don't have to worry about someone trying to get in and they can't get in, and then your food gets cold. They know where to meet. You know where to meet them to eat. Uh-oh, wiki wiki. All right. So let's go step out into the pool area since we're right here. Oh, hello there, Teddy. Pet of the month. All right. So now we are in the courtyard area, obviously. Cool little seating area. I always appreciate wood, natural elements when mixing in modern interior design. You got your cooking area here. We're now finally getting that shade. You do have one here, plenty of shelf space here. Thank you for the actual trash can. Seating area, if you know the cook, want to know the cook, want to get to know the cook, or just want somewhere else to sit. More seating, more seating, more seating. Now here, I do appreciate, I want to say appreciate, I do appreciate the artificial grass so that it always stays green instead of it turning into mud or dirt once you get into the pool and then out. Put a little ping pong. We saw a couple people playing ping pong earlier, so we know that at least gets some use. Got some cornhole. But more seating. So you kind of have the pool, relax and chillax area here, kind of have your activity area here, and then you have the sip and eat grub area over there. So I appreciate that. Let's go check this out. As always, I do appreciate that the pool is enclosed. So, you know, if you're in your bathing skimpies, men and women, you don't have to worry about outside eyes snapping pictures and putting you on social. I mean, unless you're into that thing, well then, never mind. Now, I do like that seating area. Uh, I like how they have it going with the curve. I do know that the cabanas are first come, first serve, but I love how this seating area is first to get sunlight. So if we were to look at how this is set up here, we see how we have the sun here as it comes up. And you're like, yeah, Marcus, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, but I've seen plenty of apartments where they would have had this over here in the shade. But, you know, to each their own. I do appreciate that they at least knew that enough to put this over here. You have some in-pool seating in case on those hot summer days you want to just keep the booty cool. And that one came out. We should probably get that one back in line. I'll let them know later. Cool and simple. Now, I do appreciate the lines, how they have it boarded, but they have enough wood to keep the lines minimum instead of like big gaps. And it's just, to a point where why do you even have it if there's nothing but the sun's going to come through? So for those who are looking for shade, they get it, but they also get a little bit of warmth as well. And you're like, well, duh, Marcus. Like, why would you even point that out? Well, because there have been properties where they would have that piece of wood there, and then they would have another piece of wood there, and all that would be open. And it'd be like, what's the point of doing that? That's just nuts. But, I didn't design it. So I appreciate their architect did do it that way. And you just have a long row of seating, which you can see on both sides, but it seems like that side is going to be more for those who want to just come and sit and chill because you have more uh, like fabric seating over there. And over here, you have more of like, hey, I just jumped in the pool and I'm jumping out. And it's okay if it gets wet because these are meant for individuals who don't mind being wet. So I appreciate they separated that, but also kept the what I would call water seating. They did include some over there. So if you want to be on this side, you have those options. But if you just kind of want to sit and look cute because you are, you have that seating right there as well. So I like the way they designed this pool. I like the thought process that went into it. I'll give you one last look of it here. All right. Now, as we exit, we have more seating. We didn't see this section over here, but I do want you to know that it is here. And this is more of a paseo. So it is outdoor. Let's get in the shade so you can actually see everything under it. So it is outdoor, but it is covered. All right, so here's where you're gonna have your television, you're sitting at fans, seating area here, but you have the second cooking spot here. So let's say if you're having like a small little party, small little get together, and maybe that one is already taken because that's where we started this little journey. But you want to have more of a enclosed, private, intimate setting. You have this section right over here to do so. Appreciate the flowers or the look of flowers. That goes into the building there. That's where we just were, the resident area, as a reminder. And then here you can come relax, chillax, without the fear of getting splashed on or getting wet, unless you have one of those friends that like to jump in the pool and come over here and shake your hand while they're wet. Now, that was the pool. Now let's go see where you probably want to spend some time to get ready for the pool. And that is gym time. That's cool. Now, the one thing that's pretty cool, the way they have their gym set up, is that they have it separated. They have one section that's cardio, and then they have the other section, which is what they call training. That's more where your weights are going to be. So, since breathing is important, let's go cardio first. Okay. So storage areas here, I appreciate it. Interesting. Now here you have some of your accessories. You have your bands, medicine ball, your ropes there, mats if you need it. Maybe you're here on the Stairmasters and you kind of want to watch a little something athletic. Boom, they got it on the television for you there. Treadmills, obviously, as you can see, but they actually have two rowing machines. I typically see one, but two, legit. In case you are competitive and you want to go against someone that you know there, you can totally do it. And here we have the assault climb mill, which is, I call it just the assault stair stepper. Bike. Standing roll as well. Not too shabby. So this will help you breathe easier. And next, we have the training. All right. So we walk in and we see we have the punching bag right here, legit. Heavier medicine balls over here. Definitely got your kettlebells. And here you're gonna have more of your machines. So cool. Freestanding squat. You know me, I'm always a fan of this, so I appreciate that. And then you have your free weights here. Residents who are actually using it, so 2 points there. There we go. So pretty legit. I like that. You know, I appreciate the organization that they're taking to keep it separate. I know some people probably want everything in one place, but I can appreciate that. So now, let's go see the outdoor lounge. Okay, now, as we're walking to the lounge, my first thoughts of the Met so far. Now, I'm a sucker for modern architecture that mixes in natural elements. There's just something about like feeling cutting edge, but also staying rooted in just nature and, you know, what was already here. So they already get plus 10 points for that. Two, I love that they don't skimp on the space. When I walked into that resident lounge, it was almost like an entire floor just for their residents to be able to sit, hang out, and do some work. I appreciate that. Like, who wants to work like in a cubby hole unless you're on like a call or like a specific meeting? where you can't really let the public in on what you're saying. So I appreciate the space that they allow for any and everyone. I love that it's open. The dash eats room, smart, smart, so smart. And I say that because, you know, I rent an apartment too, and being around people who rent apartments, like you just see like the DoorDash individuals, people who are, you know, who are delivering things, like the code doesn't work or they don't have the fob to get in. They don't know where the office is, and so they're spending a lot of time trying to get into the building to deliver the goods. And I mean, honestly, it's not their fault, but I appreciate it from apartments because it is also a security thing, right? Because if anyone could just get in, then that'd be a problem too. So having that isolated room, that room where it's by itself, where you can just go down, pick it up, the delivery individuals know where to drop it or know where to meet you, that just makes things a lot easier, a lot smoother. So just a couple points I wanted to point out that I already like just walking in here, visiting this place for the first time. So enough of that, I'll shut up. Let's go look at the outdoor lounge. So here we're gonna check out the lounge first, and then we'll walk over to the rooftop, which is connected. All right, so we walk in, immediately have seating area here. Cool, I like the suspended plant look. A little bit of skee ball there, sitting area there. I love the actual lounge feel, you know? It's I know I know it's called a rooftop lounge, but it actually looks like a lounge that you would go visit downtown or at a restaurant. With a view of the Q2 football stadium there. Domain right there with the tall buildings, or at least that's Domain Southside. So you have refrigerated area here. You can put things, store things here. If you want to need to do a little bit of an event, you can put ingredients there or put what you're going to use there, so that you're able to do it. Nice. Oh, well, 2 points. They also have a restroom right here. Because if you lug all your stuff up here, you really won't have to go back down to your place, use the restroom. No, you have it all what you need up here. So I appreciate that. Now, I know we said lounge, I know we said walking, you know, doing events here, but this would also be a pretty awesome workspace too. If you just want to come up here and maybe sit in the corner there, just kind of overlook Austin, or you may be getting some work done. I mean, even better, right? Now let's check out. Now, I just wanted you to take that in for a second. I didn't want to say anything while you were enjoying the first experiences, the first sights of this. But going back to what I said earlier, as far as like not skimping on the space, I love how wide and open this space is, right? If you have 10 residents come up here, like it's not going to feel cramped at all. You can probably fit 20 if people want to sit down as well. You can have a seat here, maybe a couple people over there, people standing and talking over there. Like I appreciate that. And again, as we said earlier, you have the football stadium there. Right behind it, you have Domain, South Side, and then going. So, football stadium, Domain, where this tower is. Domain continues that way, but as you keep going, then you'll hit Mopac, which will run north and south here. So, pretty close, but yet far enough away from things to do or crowds or anything else that, you get to decide if you want to partake in or not. A little cool, lonely corner. Well, I don't want to say lonely because I would probably sit here because it's away from everything. So I wouldn't say lonely, but meditative corner. Yeah, there you go. Nice meditative corner over there. And then as you see here, plenty of seating. Now, I tried to enter in there earlier and that did not work. So we had to go around, but now we can exit out and this will take us right into the rooftop lounge that we were looking at earlier. Nice. All right. Now let's go check out some floor plans. Now, as we go to the first unit, I know some of you have asked for me to cover studios. I did ask about studios for this property, but right now they don't have any available. So we'll be seeing a 1-bedroom and a 2-bedroom, and I promise to keep studios in mind and look for those for y'all, okay? But I just want to let you know that I did get the note. I am looking, I am asking. And so when I find them, I'll definitely get them covered for you, okay? Now this is their A3 floor plan. 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 722 square feet. Now we are seeing hardwood floors throughout, and even leading into the restroom, into the bathroom, into the bedroom. Geez Louise. I need to clarify that. Wood floor all the way through, going into the bedroom, as well as the bathroom and closet. Okay, so hardwood floors throughout. As you are seeing here, I just wanted to show you that because I obviously can't get my words straight today. Island. I appreciate a good island. We have a deep sink, right? Almost my elbow in there. So I appreciate that for all of my chefs or just individuals who cook their own food. That's helpful. Plenty of counter space. We do see white cabinets here to accent the dark wooden floors. Stainless steel appliances. And for those who just have to see inside, a couple things to sip on. As we walked in, you have a little mud area, right? So if it's raining outside, you walk in with your shoes. You can have a seat there, take off your shoes, hang your coat, and you don't have to worry about tracking that throughout the apartment. Cool little bookshelf. I appreciate that because, I like reading. You should read. You want to learn something new, you're probably going to have to read. So that's helpful. Here you have the in-unit washer and dryer. Appreciate that. So if you want to do your clothes naked, you can do it in the privacy of your own home and don't have to worry about getting an indecent public exposure charge by doing it in laundromats. Anyway, nice spacious living room area, enough to put a pretty solid sectional right here. And when I say pretty solid, is like, look at the size of this part right here. Like, geez, if I just stand next to it, like, there you go, just for comparison purposes. So that's what I mean by sizable. It's nice sizable sectional there. I do like those paintings. You can see the whole thing yourself. I do appreciate the interior design for this unit. And as we turn this way, you do have a little seating area outside. In case you want to step out and have a glass of wine or a little more stronger adult juice while also being outside. Get some natural vitamin D. And as we previewed earlier, here is your one bedroom. I think this is a great size unit for anyone who may be moving here for the first time. It's just yourself, or maybe you're a couple coming together, but you both work often or you like being out and about. This is a great space to be able just to come home and crash and have silent nights to yourself. But for the most part, you know you're not going to be sitting in one place. Dual sink, definitely appreciate that. Walk in, stand up shower, totally appreciate that. But that faucet, though, you know what it's about. Well, that's interesting. That is an interesting shower head. I like it. I'm very tempted to turn it on, but I am not going to do that. Have a little bit of storage space here behind the door. Okay, plenty of shelves there. So anything you want or need to store will have plenty of room to do so there. And then you have your walk-in closet. So between, and then you have a little extra shoe storage here in case you need it. But you can also store shoes at the top of the shelves here for additional space. All right. I like the finish on these faucets. And there we have it. Again, this is the A3 floor plan, 722 square feet, one bedroom, one bath, apartment unit. All right. Let's go to the next one. Now this is the B2 floor plan. 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,102 square feet. Now, as we can see, this one is a bit different. The colors are more neutral. So we have a lighter wood floor color. We kind of have this light gray accent on your cabinets here that go in with the stainless steel appliances that we see here. This is right here. Oh, nice. Got a couple things in there. And so, as we notice with this one, the colors aren't as, they don't have as much contrast as the first floor plan that we saw, but it still looks good. Now, the one thing that you may not be able to feel or see as much as me, obviously, because I'm here and you're watching a video, is that your ceilings are about a foot taller in this unit. And the reason for that is because this is on the first floor. So first floor units are going to have 10-foot ceilings compared to units on other floors having 9-foot ceilings. Like that. And similar things as we saw earlier, you do have your deep sink, but you also have a different color faucet than what we saw previously, right? Darker finish there. Same thing with your handles on your cabinets. Okay, you do have the same mud area over here. So thank goodness, right? Same thing. A little bit wider seems like here, but you still have it nonetheless. Maybe if you and your roommate need to sit down next to each other, you can definitely do that there. Very wide open space. Wide open space. Much more space from the furniture to the wall than what we saw earlier. I like that. Yeah. Here you also have your seating area. So if you do want a place to sit and chill, you can totally do that. Allow you to see the apartment from this side. I like the way they paired a painting with the couch accents and with the black, with the orange, same thing, but also with the accent with the white and the orange. I like it. Pretty cool. All right, now let's go check out the rooms. All right, we're seeing a repeating theme, right? Wood throughout. A room and a bathroom. I said it right the first time this time. Have a pretty nice sized bed here. I want to say this looks like a queen, perhaps. And you still have space on each side here. So if you were going to put in your dresser. You might want to follow the outline they provided, and they have the dresser there and have a little extra space there should you want it or need it. We go into the bathroom here. Well, this bathroom just seems bigger because of the higher ceilings. Let you see the full sink area there. We're keeping with the light blue cabinet here. And here you have a deeper tub. This is a very deep tub, actually. Jeez Louise. Hold on. Because now the question is, how deep? All right, my hands there. My elbow is inside this tub. The gracious came up to my tricep. Oh yeah, have a rough day, need to soak? You got it here. Let me want to put that back. Here you go. Yeah. Leave things the way you found it. And then here you have your closet. Now, the way that this side is laid out, this side being how the bathroom is separate from the bedroom, this is going to be your second bedroom. This is going to be your secondary room. Okay. That is going to be your primary room. Now, here, okay, we just have closet storage space. All right. A coat closet there. Which means your washer and dryer will be here. And your laundry space. So I appreciate that. You have your washer and dryer here, but at the same time, you have space on the side here where you can hang clothes to dry, or if you need to put detergents here, or if you need to put your dryer sheets at the top, instead of it being flipped, right, where everything's horizontal, where you have the dryers, washer and dryer here, and then you have, like your cabinet or storage space here, they actually made it vertical. Washer and dryer, vertical, laundry room space here, vertical. Interesting. I dig it. All right, now, the primary bedroom. This is a much bigger bed, so you have much more space in the primary room here. I want to say that may be a California king size bed. I mean, if I stand in front of it, my feet are here. This thing barely fits into the frame. Yeah, I'm going to say. Not for a game. And plus, you still have space to put a sitting bench. Right? You got a dresser there. You have more than enough space over here. So you definitely get more room with the primary. A dresser there, and enough space for a mirror. So if you're renting with someone, you can negotiate who pays more for this space right here. And you have the bathroom. right, again, wood throughout. But here you get the stand-up shower. So you won't be soaking here. You'll be letting the water just wash all the stress away. So if you want to soak, you may have to, pay your roommate to soak to use their tub, right? Or maybe you just keep the rent 50-50 in case you're a soaker and you need to use that in there. Like you said, like, hey, you pay more for the room, more space in the room, but then you want to use their tub. I mean, I don't know. I'll let y'all work that out. Here you have some storage space. Cool beans in the green. And then your closet here. If I were to walk in, you got plenty of space to the left and to the right. Now again, this is the B2 floor plan. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,100 square feet here at the Met. Let's do one last look. All right. Now, I promised I'd show you all the patio that they have made out here, so that's what we want to do here. But what we saw earlier, when we looked at earlier, I was showing you like the steps. Here are the steps here. And it was just kind of leading to, and then there's the sidewalk. So let's do that a little more continuously, right? So here's the steps. And then there's the sidewalk that we mentioned earlier. And so you see how that's elevated up here? Well, here is that patio that I was referring to. Laid it out. The wind is kicking today, but I appreciate it. Keep it cool out here. So you got the seating area there. You got tables over here. More tables there. Now it seems like someone moved the chairs out there, but you do have a place to sit. They bring the chairs back up. You have the seating area over here. But I mean, it's a laid out patio for you to be able to sit and relax outside if you want to be outside. So I appreciate that. They could have probably turned this into more greenery. My personal opinion, maybe put a little more green here. But maybe this is where they have happy hours. Maybe this is where they kind of have resident events, so that makes sense. There's the Dash Eats that leads to, hi, that room that we saw in there, where you could just sit and wait for your food to be delivered. But I appreciate there's enough space out here to do something. Again, it just seems to be a running theme here at the Met. Plenty of space, plenty of room to enjoy yourself and the things that they have for you. So, anyway. So that's it, y'all. That's the Met. We walked through everything. We saw all the amenities, right? We saw that resident lounge, huge resident lounge. We saw there was plenty of seating area. We saw sitting areas, office areas, phone room areas. We saw their split gym that they actually had separated from cardio, from training, which was also the weights. Then we moved on and we saw the pool and the courtyard. Well, actually, we saw the pool and courtyard first, and then the training areas. Then we saw the rooftop lounge and then the rooftop terrace. After that, we saw 1 bedroom, we saw a 2 bedroom. I mean, we pretty much covered this place from head to toe, tip to tip, tip to top, top to tip, top to tip, whatever. We saw the whole thing. So if you're looking for a place in Austin, I definitely recommend having the Met be on your list of places to visit. It is near the Domain, though it's not in the Domain, but it is a stone's throw away from the Austin FC football stadium if you like catching those live sports events. So if there's anything that I didn't cover, by all means, please leave it in a comment for me. I'll do my best to try to get it in a future video. If you're needing help with your apartment search, give a shout to me, myself, and my team. We'd love to help you on your apartment journey. And lastly, we did put a couple links in the bottom if you just want to pick up some furniture before you move. Maybe you're already moved in and you're just like, I need to get a couple things here and there. We save you the trouble of searching and kind of put that in the comments already. So until next time, stay awesome, stay amazing.
Thank you.